All right, let's go. All right, let's go back down to Landover, Maryland, and hear from Nick Sirianni about this loss.
Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, I haven't talked to the medical staff yet, so I don't have any updates on any of that stuff.
It seemed like he wanted to go in, and then he came out. Like, can you kind of walk us through what happened there on the sideline?
Yeah, with anything that has anything to do with the head is out of our hands there.
Kind of a weird game where you scored 33 points with your backup. The defense forces 5 turnovers, but you still lose. Just curious what your biggest takeaway is from it.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, I have to be able to watch the tape and tell you everything what happened, but just sloppy. Sloppy with penalties, sloppy with too many men on the field, sloppy with our fundamentals. And when you play a good football team like we played today, and you're sloppy, regardless of how many turnovers you force, it's going to be hard to win. And I think, what I said to those guys is like when it's sloppy with every piece of that, that's always going to be on me as the head coach.
First, like you mentioned there, you had the two CJ unsportsmanlike penalties. Jalen had another one a week after. That was kind of the theme this week for you and discipline. But Jalen having the unnecessary reference penalty a week ago. Where are you with talking to the locker room about those kinds of things, and how do you get that fixed?
Yeah, we talk about everything. We'll talk about it again tomorrow. We talked about it on the field right there as it happened. Again, if it didn't get fixed, though, that's always going to be on me. They got to be better in those scenarios, and I got to be better in those scenarios to help them. So again, we look at this as an opportunity to get better for them because we know we need to. We know we need to get better from the things that we messed up today.
Did you get an explanation of what he was? The second penalty, why he was like?
Yeah, I'm not going to get into any conversations I have with the referees or players or that. They called what they called, and that's again, we all have to be better there. It starts with me.
First impressions on touchdown. What's your understanding for what was happening defensively there, where he got left open?
Yeah. Again, like I talked to you guys about, like best way to play good defense is everyone be on the same page. So I'll have to watch the tape. I'll have to see what happened there. We had substitution that wasn't good enough there. Like I said, I had some penalties and some sloppy play today that cost us. And so I'll have to look at that part of the tape, but we obviously busted the coverage. That's how he's wide open. So not everybody being on the same page. And again, with the substitution there. So we'll look at that and we got to get better from that.
Just your first impressions of how Kenny played, how he persevered in a difficult circumstance.
Yeah, I think he did some nice things. Again, we'll have to look at the tape and, kind of see everything. But he did some nice things, I think, on that last drive when we're down. I believe it was 1 point. Really good job by him on 2 4th-down conversions. Smitty made 2 big plays on that drive, or made a big play on the 4th-down conversion. AJ made the other one where he was able to slip it, but Kenny was under control and, did some nice things today.
On kickoffs, was he planning to kick short?
No, again, the weather right there, you can look at kind of what we've done in the past and where we've been on touchbacks and everything like that. The ball wasn't traveling quite as far today, and that's where we kicked them today.
What was the nature of the interaction with Zach Ertz after the game? It looked like he was pretty.
Just say, congrats. Both of us said congrats to each other. And,
When Jalen Hurts left the game, it's obviously much more difficult to run the ball with Saquon. What were they doing differently, or were they just keying on him?
Yeah, hats off to Washington. They had a good plan, did some really good things, made it hard. Muddy runs. We were able to get some good yardage running the football, but it wasn't quite consistent enough for our standard. But they got good players, they got good coaches, and they give them credit today.
To lose a starting quarterback is chaotic to say the least. But
how do you manage like accountability on a Monday after this? And like, how much of that do you credit to the team as you're trying to get through a game in a situation like this?
Yeah, we'll go back to work regardless of, who played in what situation. And we'll, everybody from myself to the coaches to the players will hold ourselves accountable. I think you heard Smitty talk to you guys and, him taking accountability. That's what gives you, great hope in this team is that, everyone wants to get better. Everyone wants to take accountability and get better from the things that they do. Accountability doesn't change though, based off of your result, right? I'd be a hypocrite if I did that. So accountability for myself and for the team will be the same as if we were a win or a loss or 10 wins in a row, 1 loss, 5 losses or whatever it is. We're going to go back to work and we're going to do the same things we do. And we're going to try to recreate our habits of what gets us in these scenarios in the first place.
The player Pickett shuffled the ball forward. It looked like he got hit on that play. Did you have to have a conversation with him about whether he could continue, and do you think he's okay going forward?
Well, he went back in, so tough. Like I said, I haven't talked to the medical staff yet, but he went back in and made some really big plays in that next couple drafts.
Do 2 more, please.
What about adjusting on the fly when Kenny comes in? I mean, because he's obviously a much different quarterback than Jalen as far as being +1 and everything. How, what's that like as far as having?
Yeah, there's nothing we leave to something to do on the fly. I mean, there's at times you obviously have to adjust different things, but we go into a game with a plan. If that were to happen, we go into a game with a plan. If both guys were to go down and Tanner were to be in, that's just something you go through on your weekly process. So, again, that's not something that's a on the fly thing. That's something that's been discussed all week.
With running offense.
Last one.
How do you look back at that 3 and out there in the fourth quarter?
The one before our drive when we were down.
After Reed's interception, when 55 seconds.
Oh, yeah. Again, we were. I think the first play we lost some yardage, then we completed one to AJ. So, and then we passed it to Smitty. So I thought we were aggressive. I thought Kellen did a good job of calling it there, being aggressive. At the end of the day, they made one more play than we did on that. I didn't, looking at that part, I'll have to go back and look at it and just our sequence there. I liked how we, went about it to, I think a lot of times you'll see teams maybe run there. We were going to be aggressive in those scenarios. That's how we've been able to run a lot of the clocks out. We just didn't do it this time.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
All right, Coach, we thank you. Yeah, Blankenship intercepted the pass, 3:06 to go in the game, and then 3 and out. You just heard Zach Berman say it. 2:53 left. They got the ball, 3 plays done. They used Washington used a timeout, and then Elliott with a 40-yard field goal, and that was it. It was like 53 seconds, and they were done. So, which you can't do. The other thing is Nick Sirianni, for his part, just sloppy with penalties, sloppy with fundamentals. When you play a good football team, as we did today, it's going to be hard to win. Always going to be on me as the head coach, but will be difficult to win if you play sloppy. And they did 22 fourth-quarter points for Washington, which is unthinkable.
As you're talking, I'm thinking about last week, that last drive to end that game.
Yeah.
21 plays, 10 minutes, 29 seconds off the clock. Just dominated, didn't allow Pittsburgh to get back on the field.
Who was the quarterback?
I'm just giving the facts.
Yeah.
I know.
I
agree with you. It was a different quarterback, I know, but they ran the ball, they threw the ball, and a lot of good things here. We get 2, 3 and outs, and it costs us the game.
Yeah, but Devontae makes that catch.
Yeah, game over.
Game over.
Absolutely. And until Jalen gets back, they're going to get loaded boxes from whoever they play. We don't know how long he'll be. I mean, some guys miss a couple of weeks with concussions. You don't know. But they're going to have to figure out ways to move the ball when they're
throw the damn ball. We got two of the best receivers in the game. Well, why are we going to?
I agree.
If you're loading the box, you're going to tell your quarterback, quit trying to run in here. They got one more guy than we can block.
Right.
That's why I'm laying this on Kellen. If they're loading the box, throw the damn ball.
And I thought Kellen Moore was slow to make that adjustment.
Right. And you just don't do that. It's like bumping your head against the wall.
Yeah, y'all number.
Bump your head against the wall. Go out there and make them pay. Okay. How many times does Smitty do that? It was a shock to all of us. Hit him in the hands like that. It was a shock to all of us. But I also understand.
Red One, also known as St. Nicholas of Myra, was abducted. You're going to help us find him.
With that, you got to get him out of that box. The only way you can get him out of that box is to throw the ball consistently.
Yeah. The best a coach can get a wide receiver is one-on-one. unless the guy falls down. That's the only way you get a better situation. You get a one-on-one. If they're loading the box, the wide receivers have one-on-one. Pre-snap, you know what to do. You have your checks in place. You get the same look. Loaded box, go quick outs, go slants, whatever you want. You got everything at your disposal. Don't allow that to happen.
Kenny Pickett's your backup for a reason. And he's won games. And look, he's not a high-powered
This is the
passer.
NFL, Rube. You can't throw a slant out, a comeback. He did throw a few.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying that they've got to trust him to make those throws.
Yeah, I think they
Calm
did.
down,
trust him.
Josh.
Speaking of, I like him when he's hopped up.
First time being out there, regular game action for a while. Certainly, it's a different situation. Jalen going down. How would you assess the way he plays?
I have to go back and watch it, but there's definitely plays that I want back. I know that we want back as a team. You have to give credit to them. They played really hard as well. It came down to the wire, but there's things that, changes games, long before you get to the end of the game, so it's, we got to kind of go back and look at those and see what we all can improve on and move on.
After you went to AJ a lot to start after the interception, how did you recoup? Did you all speak on the sideline? Obviously, all get much time on the field like that.
Yeah, I felt really good with, with seeing everything. Honestly, it was a good play by Ford, man. He took 2 steps out to the flat. I thought he was taking Grant. He ended up falling off and dropping underneath the stick. So, he had a good play. I just wanted to get back into rhythm, find completions, distribute the ball to our guys who are so talented everywhere. So that was really my main focus.
Sounds like you got x-rayed after the game. Everything good?
Yeah, we're going to do some more tests, I think, tomorrow. We'll see.
What's the main area of concern?
Ribs.
What's it like trying to go through a game like that when you don't have the snaps during the week?
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. You don't get any physical snaps. I just try to do the best I can, mentally locked into the game plan, understanding the checks, and how these guys run routes, because I don't get a chance to throw it to them. So I try to pay attention as much as I can, and then just go out there and let it loose and throw the ball. So I just try to, channel as much as I could from the preparation standpoint when I got out there. And at the end of the day, you just got to go play.
At what point how much are you talking to like AJ and Devontae? Whether it's in the huddle or like on the sidelines, just kind of help you.
Yeah, we were talking after every series, honestly. We were coming up with some things on the fly, some things that they've done with Jalen before that I wasn't aware of, trying to play catch up in certain parts of the game and just making sure we communicate really well. And those guys are awesome at it. They've been doing this for a long time. So it was really cool to get out there, have an opportunity to play with them. Like I said, though, missed some. Always wish you'd have those back, but I think if we learn from it as a team, we'll move on next week.
Well, obviously, you want to win the game, but how valuable do you think just getting these reps today with the first team offense could be in the future if you do have to go in?
Yeah, it's hard to look at it like that right now. I'm honestly just sitting here just pissed off, man. More to win that one bad, point blank. So it's there. Any reps you get are valuable. Practice, game, whatever it is, because you don't get many of them. Being the 2. So I just want to take advantage of everything I can get, and hopefully these guys feel like they can rely on me. If I have to go in there again.
When did the rib injury happen?
When I shoveled it, they thought it was a fumble. I kind of landed on a guy just awkwardly.
So that sequence where maybe Tanner was going to go in and you ran back out, what was it like pushing through and being able to finish the game?
Yeah, I've done it before. Things like that happen in a game. It's just kind of, gather yourself, focus on the next play, channel all the energy towards that, and you'll be fine.
Did you notice like they were trying to take away Saquon, especially like after Jalen left?
Yeah, they threw some, different looks at us. I thought that they did, a really good job of that. I think, being on the road, I think, communication is going to be the next step for us, continuing to grow. Being my first time in there was, working with these guys and understanding how the communication works with the silent count and the points and all that stuff. It just, something that I never got to do with these guys. So now that I've, had those reps and the work, it'll benefit me moving forward.
And if it was just saying things to Devontae after the third down drive.
Yeah, man, I mean, listen, we wouldn't be in the position of that game without him, to begin with. He's an unbelievable player. He knows that we're going to throw him the football, AJ, no matter what. There's not a ounce of confidence lost in 6. So
Was the zone read game still on the table?
Yeah, it was on the table. We had some of it. That's something that, first time Kellen's had to call the game with me in there, so we're all, it was the first time for everybody, really working together in this kind of environment. So listen, like I said, the Commanders, you got to tip your cap. They played hard. We played hard. At the end of the day, we lost. So, we got to fix some things and move on.
On the third down scramble, did they explain why they picked up the flag?
Which one?
Rated M to AL.
Together, we will save our people from this tortured existence. We are the.
I didn't hear it. I mean, I honestly, I didn't think it was a no-brainer. I thought I got down in time. I felt like I didn't push the envelope in terms of going down late. But that's the way the call went, and that's the game. That's how they decided to go with it, and that's fine.
Overall, was this a confidence-boosting performance for you?
Like I said, I'm focused just on the outcome. It's hard to look at that right now. I'm just sitting here, just frustrated, man. Wanting to get that one for our team. So we gotta learn from it and move on.
What's your approach these next 72 hours? I guess while you wait on Jalen's status.
Yeah, I mean, I try to prepare like a starter every week. So if something like this does happen, I go in there and I can give myself the best chance to play good football to help us win. So I'm going to have the same routine that I've always had. That's the good news of trying to be prepared as much as possible. I don't have to change much. If anything, I'll just get more reps in practice. That's about the only thing that would change for me.
Are you worried about your status?
No, I'm not worried about mine.
Okay.
26-year-old Kenny Pickett out of Ocean Township High School, the Jersey Shore, and then the University of Pittsburgh, drafted by Pittsburgh in the first round in his third NFL season, was traded to Philadelphia and has been a backup. It took the starting position today mid-game as Jalen Hurts injured with concussion. And when you look at what he had to say, Jaws, Mr. Quarterback.
Yeah, he was fine. I thought he played well enough. He had one mistake. The interception was a bad decision. Linebacker fooled him, ran out to the flat, came back inside. You didn't see him, and then had it picked off. I think for the most part, in a pressure situation, he performed admirably. He escaped the pocket a few times. He made some big throws. The drops hurt him more than probably anything else. But I thought for a backup quarterback, gets very few reps. He did an admirable job.
Mm-hmm. Give us some sense of what that's like when I would think you got to be prepared for the test, whether you're taking it or not.
Well, he was a starter, so there's a positive. When he was in Pittsburgh, he was a starter.
He won a lot of games.
He won a lot of games in Pittsburgh. He does have terrific talent. Obviously, Jalen is our quarterback here, but Kenny's always looked at around the league as a guy that could be a starter somewhere. So I thought, considering the situation he was in, good opponent, saw a lot of different looks. He saw a lot of blitz as well. Those run dogs became pass dogs when they didn't hand the ball off. So there were people in his face, but I think he didn't make any what I consider mental mistakes. You didn't see him misalignment. You didn't see bad plays on being a dumb quarterback. He made all good plays in that regard.
14-10 record.
I ain't gonna beat myself up over it. It's life, part of the game. And shit, I made all the tough catches there, and then the easy one I had, I dropped. It is what it is. Trust the game. Ain't nobody else fault but mine.
You able to move on from this and obviously not let it weigh down on your shoulders too much.
The game over with. Ain't nothing I can do about it now.
Was it one of those where you just looked it in, or
I just dropped the ball. Ain't no teaching on it. Just catch the ball. It's simple.
Do you like that in that moment they go to you?
Yeah, for sure. I was calling for it, and when they put it in my hand, I got to make the guy play.
Monte, how did things change for you guys after Jalen was injured?
I mean, he was just going out there just playing our game. Going out there just executing no matter who's in it, quarterback. We all have to go out there and execute at high level. So when he came in, it didn't change our thought process as the receivers. We still got to go out there and win on our routes.
Monte, how did you think Kenny Pickett fared today?
He played good. I think he settled in well. I think he made the right reads and things like that. Just unfortunate I didn't make the last play.
Obviously, you guys don't get a ton of time with Kenny. Where do you think that rapport is?
Just continue to do it. Continue to get those reps and things like that. It's tough when you don't get them, but I mean, we're professionals. We're expected to go out there and get it done no matter what the circumstances are.
What was Nick's message in the locker room? Everything's kind of still in front of you. Was it that? Or?
We didn't play our ball. I mean, we shot ourselves in the foot, a lot of penalties and things like that. And at the end of the day, we still had a chance to win.
Have you gotten a chance to talk to Jalen?
Nah.
Thank you, Devontae. Thank you. You guys knew it was going to be a tough game, division matchup in December. What do you think were some of the biggest contributors to not coming out on top today?
Self-inflicted.
a lot of those today. You know, it was times we can keep our emotion. You know, I'm talking about offense. I don't know what happened on defense, but just self-inflicted.
Why do you think that was?
Intensity of the game. You know, when you getting challenged and somebody, talking they talk, hitting you after the play, you gonna fire back. I would want you to fire back. You know, I don't want you to just get hit on and say, be bullied. But we just got to do it within the rules, within the play. So that's all.
What changed when Jalen went out and Kenny came in?
They're two different players. Kenny was just trying to get situated and get his feet up on him. He haven't played all year, and I just think it was just a little different. But he was just trying to calm down and get comfortable, and he did at times, and sometimes he got rattled. There's a lot going on. It was pressuring him a lot. Changing looks up, and I feel like he did well. I feel like he did well to handle everything. Not playing a single game in the most intense game, and they throwing everything at you. So.
We talked about the difficulty of the quarterback coming in kind of cold, but what's it like for you guys catching a guy you never catch?
Yeah, I mean it's a little different because you're on the fly. You're on the fly, and you got to make the moment count. So that's about it.
Did you find they were like trying to take away Saquon even more than
Yeah, of course. Yeah, they was trying to stop the run. Saquon got going really, really early, and they started loading the box and forced us to throw the ball and went out one-on-ones on the outside. So.
AJ, what do you think clicked early when Kenny came in? You had those 3 completions, were able to finish that second drive. Kenny, that first quarter drive, you were able to catch those 3 passes.
Yeah.
Finish it because you don't have a lot of time with them. How did that connect well so early?
I'm talking to everybody. I'm talking to all the quarterbacks, honestly. Just trying to get an understanding of how he may see it. And I usually like sit by Kenny and talk to Kenny about the game. So when we came in the game, we was just really just trying to get on the same page. And then when in practice, we continue to talk. Just not like I'm just talking to one all the time. I try to talk to all my QBs.
You mentioned a lot of self-inflicted wounds. Obviously, there's no moral victory, but I'm assuming when you guys kind of look back on this, you'll still be confident that you can go out and do the things that you guys do to get wins all season.
Absolutely. That was one of the things I just said to the team. Nobody's in here better not lose no confidence. You don't let hard times harm you. It's not even a hard time. This is stuff you can control. Life happens, and you're not gonna get everything you want. And good thing we have another opportunity in front of us. Yes, you can let it fuel you. To me, I don't. Me personally. When the game is over, it's over, even win or lose. So, I mean, I'm not attached to it with the emotion. What fulfills me is the matchup and me competing at a high level. So
you had a nice moment with McLaurin after the game, got both over 1,000 yards today. How fun is it just competing against other wide receivers in this league?
I got a lot of love and respect.
Kind of saw it pre-snap that they were going to switch release, and it's just a really good throwing ball and got behind us. At the end of the day, you can point fingers at me if anybody's going to point fingers. Got to get everybody lined up and just communicate it better. So,
how much did the defense change without CJ out there?
Nothing changed. Nothing's going to change regardless. We're all in the same meetings. We all asked the same questions, and I thought Tristan did a really good job. Just when he went out, when CD went out, just went up to Tristan and said, "Hey, don't think, just play. Just have fun with it." So, I thought he did a really good job.
Did he say anything to you guys after the second ejection or second penalty? CJ.
Did he say anything?
Yeah, did he say anything to you guys about?
I mean, I'm not gonna get it into detail. I didn't know. I'm gonna have his back. He didn't say anything at all. I mean, I was right there, but when you're on the hot spot, I mean, things happen. But at the end of the day, I had my dude's back, and next man up. Whatever happens. So,
just in like the recent success you've been having, how do you kind of take this as a one game, for instance, or how do you retain kind of what's happened today?
You lose all the time. NFL it's hard getting to win is. So, we got an L today. They played their ass off. They did what they needed to do to win. What we got to do is just move on to next week and focus on the Cowboys.
You normally defend long fields, not giving up explosive plays. Just in this game, what happened?
Sure, they executed it. They drafted a 5-star QB. That boy Jaden, really talented. And he showed it today. He did what he needed to do to get a team to dub.
How difficult is it for a defense when he's able to kind of scramble and make some of those plays on his own?
You said again, my bad.
How difficult is it as a defense when a quarterback like that starts to scramble and make those plays on his own?
Yeah, it's very difficult. You know, I feel like the league is changing with the quarterbacks. It ain't no more too many sitting in the pocket. It's more of a, you know, that everybody's looking for a quarterback that can scramble. And, you know, they got one. He's a very good scrambler. Been doing this since college, and he showed it today. He got me one time. Yeah.
How did the defense? What was the mood once CJ left the game?
Oh, next man up. You know, that's a move for everybody. Any position, just like how quarterback was. Kenny was the next man up. We all believed in him, and I think he played hell of a game. And you know, we didn't come out with a dub, but I give my props to Kenny.
That ended up being a pretty chippy game. How do you make sure you guys stay on the right side of things when it is chippy?
You know, just don't get no penalties. You know, that's it. You know, we can't control the penalties. We can't control what the refs see because it's 22 people on the field. They looking at everybody, looking at this and that, but you just got to stay calm, stay composed out there, and move on to the next play. Yes, sir.
You see CJ after the game, and what was?
Oh, yeah. I said, bro, you good, bro. Like, it's football, bro. Like, I don't know. That's pretty much it. Ain't really nothing too much to say. You know, we just got to move on next week. I'm not going to bring up stuff like, hey, you shouldn't did this, shouldn't have did that. Nah, you just move on. Yes, sir.
To your frustration level with your chance to clinch the division today, have the lead, and quite be able to finish it out?
You said, huh?
Any frustration level associated with that, having the lead, chance to clinch the division, and not quite able to?
I look frustrated. Nah, I ain't frustrated at all, man. We're moving on to next week. Just like how it been in college, you know, when you get to the playoffs, the record is 0-0. Just win and go home then. But we ain't worried about playoffs right now. We got the Cowboys coming up. That's what we worry about. That's it. Yes, sir. That's a big game.
Couple more. You and CJ play.
I'll get you next, my bad.
You and CJ are two guys that play with a lot of fire. So how do you know how far you can take it? Where the line is between, playing with fire and making sure you don't get penalties.
When that flag on the air, that's how I know how far you could take it. When that flag on the air, that means you probably went overboard, and the refs believe that was a flag right there, and you just got to calm it down. Can't get another one, and that's pretty much it. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Last one.
Going back to the unnecessary penalty, what was going through your mind in that moment?
On mine?
Yeah. Yes.
I don't know. I guess they said that, it's a very intense game, so they just decided to call that. I can't do nothing. I can't reverse time or nothing. I just got to go on to the next play. I think we got to fumble that job too, so I don't really think it affected that much, even though they got a first down off of it, I think. But, yeah.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Thank you, Jen.
Yep. We all know we wanted that one. We know we got to play better. We got to do better. We've done a lot of uncharacteristic things as far as penalties and certain things that was going on out there. So we know we got to play better. But we're going to use this to build on it. We preach. It's time to practice what we preach now as far as continue to get better. The way we handle adversity, this is adversity. So how we handle it and how we grow from it, and not only handle it but get better from it, is going to be a testament to this team, the players, and the coaches.
Did you see what happened? Did you see what happened with CJ's second on Sportsman call?
I did not. I was talking off what happened.
You guys have defended all the fields a lot this year.
Yeah.
Those 3 long drives, what went into those?
I mean, it was they credit to that team. They made some plays. And we didn't make some plays. Sometimes we had to stop them. I mean, we had them on the 4th and 10 plus. Quarterback got out of there, ran. There's a lot of things we had to do. We had to stop them. We had them in 2nd and long, and then we gave them a first down from the penalty. Little things like that. So we just gotta make sure we do better. And I mean, do better. Do what we do. Not say do better, but just do what we do. What we've been doing.
It seems like there were plays that you feel like you were giving away, but y'all were in position.
I mean, I gotta watch the film. Of course, there was a couple plays that went like that, but for the most part, I mean, they're a good team. They made some plays. We knew they was gonna make some plays. We knew it was gonna be a battle. But we know we gotta play better. We know we gotta execute better.
In a game that's really chippy like that, what's the key to making sure that it doesn't go over the line?
Oh man. If you ask me, we went a little bit too far over the line. As soon as we start getting penalties, to start faking drives and things like that. So the thing is, we know it's chippy. It's a division game. It's the top of the division game being this year, late in December. So we knew it would get chippy. We knew what kind of game it was going to be. We just got to kind of keep our composure as a team and as players.
How does the dynamic of the game change when Jalen exits?
I mean, that's an offensive thing. On defense, we just be ready when our number called. When every time we go out there, if it's out to a score, if it, or whatever for them. So as a defense, we just kind of focus on what we got to do, and that's not letting the other team score points. So we got to do better at that.
There are a lot of penalties that I guess were seemingly in your control between the unnecessary roughness penalties, unsportsmanlike penalties, too many men penalties.
Exactly.
How do you not cross the border into being undisciplined and making sure you don't push those things too far?
Yeah, I mean, you haven't seen that from us all year. So for you to see it this game, we kind of know what the problems were and what we got to get better at. So and just that's it. You know, we know we can't have 12 men on the field. We know we can't get the personal fouls and little knick-knack pins like that. It's like we just giving them yards. We shooting ourselves in the foot, so to speak.
Accountability is a big part of y'all's team. How do you think tomorrow's going to go?
We're gonna go exactly how you think it's gonna go. Like you said, accountability is a big part of our team. People gonna hold each other accountable, and people gonna hold themselves accountable everywhere, from the top to the bottom. Not just from the players, but coaches and everybody too.
You guys have been so good all year, stopping those long drives. What do you think happened on some of those today?
Some of it was self-inflicted penalties. We did a lot of stuff that hurt us today on the defensive side. Some miscommunication and stuff. Things we got to clean up, going forward.
How do you view that stuff? Because obviously you haven't done that for most of the year. Is it easily corrected?
Yeah, we just got to go back to practice and fix those things. When we're in those positions in practice, communicate, talk through things in the meeting room too. We got to talk through those things. And the biggest thing is, just the penalties against us. We just got to be better in that aspect, not give them free yards.
It's obviously kind of a chippy game. You're trying to play on a line. How do you make sure that as a team you don't go over it a few times?
Yeah, I mean, I guess, I don't know, you just got to keep her cool. Obviously, I guess we crossed that line more than they did, I guess. So it's basically just keep our cool.
Did you see what happened on CJ's second one?
No, I didn't. I was, I think that was after the fumble recovery.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't see what happened, no.
The fumbles you guys forced, though, you finally got your first one. What was going right there?
Yeah, just us attacking the ball. When we had the chance, when guys are held up in a pile, trying to take a shot at the ball, get it out, or just punching the ball in our tackles. I thought we did a good job of taking the ball away today. Yeah.
Cooper, from your vantage point, anything Jane Daniels adjusted from the first time you guys played?
He played well. He played really well. We just gotta. I'd have to watch the tape back again. But he played well. Credit to them. They played well as a unit on offense.
As a rookie playing in these high intensity, high motion games, what do you kind of learn from that that's going to help you later on and into these playoffs?
Yeah, you just gotta. There's going to be highs and lows in the game. You gotta stay even keeled throughout the whole game. You can't get too high, can't get too low. Things aren't going your way. You gotta find a way to go out there and put your foot down and get a stop on defense. When things are going your way, you just gotta keep rolling, keep the momentum going. Out there on defense. Thank you. These points matter rather than me take a risk, so kind of didn't throw it and just try to play smart football and take the points.
Once Jalen exits the game, does the way you play offense change in terms of you have a lead at that point, protecting the lead?
If he's our starting quarterback. Everything that we do is kind of and what he's able to do. The reason why we've been super successful. But at the end of the day, Kenny came in and did a really good job. We just didn't get the job done. There's one player here, one player there. That's football. It'll be a whole different conversation. So obviously, yes, losing Jalen definitely hurt us, but I don't believe in moral victories. But definitely want to give a shout out to Kenny. I think he did a really good job coming in, handling the situation, and put us in a position to win a football game.
How differently did they play you after Jalen's injury?
They were kind of loading the box. We get it each week. The dynamic of Jalen definitely helps, though. But it kind of, in our situation, a lot of things that we do in our run game is designed with Jalen. So if it's kind of hard to continue to run the same stuff when he's not in there. So we had to adjust. They did a really good job.